Fear of rejection. Are you dealing with it? It's one of the biggest ones that we're dealing with when we're dealing with social anxiety. And I saw this funny, hilarious video on YouTube within the theme of rejection. And I thought, okay, I gotta show this because it kind of lightens the mood around that topic. So without giving it away, go and have a look.
Apparently, it's all about service for this store employee tending to a customer during the middle of a stick-up. Watch as the worker completely ignores the man dressed in all black as he seems to hold a gun and a backpack up, demanding money. The cashier at the New Zealand shop calmly hands over the lunch to his patron without paying any attention to him, then walks away. Appalled, the unidentified man eventually walks out when no one addresses him. An armed robbery that clearly didn't hold up. For InsideEdition.com, I'm Lee Sheps.
Now there are a whole bunch of funny comments underneath this video, like this one. The nerve of the clerk is one thing, but the customer grabbing his food is next level. Which is of course hilarious, but what caught my attention is this one. That robber had to go straight to a psychiatrist to discuss how rejected he feels. Now, I know this is a very painful thing when you're dealing with rejection. I remember that my fear of rejection was so bad that if I would make eye contact with someone or, make a nod towards that person and that person didn't acknowledge me, it would send huge, strong feelings of rejection into my system. My chest would lock up and it would be like within seconds I would feel it. And it would be super overwhelming, like this cringe, like, I'm being rejected. That person thinks nothing of me. I am nothing to them. I am unimportant, irrelevant, lower, just that. And I tried a whole bunch of things to try to deal with that rejection. One of the more funny things I did was walking up to, like, this psychologist or psychiatrist said that you can become rejection proof. Just go up to girls and get yourself purposely rejected saying, hey, you like me, give me your number. So I actually went and did that. Super scary thing to do. Took my friend with me. He could point out girls or groups of girls in Amsterdam and I would have to go up and say that line. Now, my worst of those my worst rejection there was, I walked up to this store, which was a fancy store, and there was a cute girl filling up the shelves of a Levi's, it's a Levi's store, it was filling up the shelves of the jeans. And then there were two guys that were at the checkout counter, which was next to that girl, and another cute girl behind the counter, dealing with the boys that were checking out. So my buddy's like, that one. I'm like, oh no, can't do that. And eventually I'm like, all right, I'll do it. Drop my bag. And the moment I actually dropped my bag down and decided to go for it, some of the anxiety reduced. And I walked over past the guys and I'm in front of the girl and she's like smiling friendly and I deliver my lines like, hey, you like me? Give me your number. And she gets offended and she's like, I don't like you. Who the hell do you think you are? Get away from me. And, that was a really good rejection that really stung. And not only that, I now had to walk past these guys and the girl who all heard it. This was like, 2-3 meters from, maybe 5 meters from where the cash register was. And so they're laughing. And then the girl behind the counter, as I walk out, is like, wah, wah, wah. So that was my worst rejection that I can remember now, at least. What was it for you? Okay. Now, post it below this video so we can have a bit of a feel for, okay, what is rejection like for other people? What did you experience? How did you feel? Okay, so this was my experience, and how I felt was, well, initially I felt kind of like shocked and rejected, but it was already a little bit less because I had gotten rejected 12 times before that, because I had walked up to 12 girls and groups of girls prior to that. And by the way, this is not to say, oh, this is the way to resolve your social anxiety. It's not, in my experience, because I did feel amazing after these 20 girls or groups of girls that I walked up and delivered that line. And I really didn't care much about getting rejected for like 3 or 4 days. And then all that fear of rejection came back. You can get rid of that fear of rejection completely by using tapping, EFT tapping. So when you're very sensitive to rejection, it's for a reason. You know, you've become hypersensitive as a result of either one specific experience that was really, really painful of rejection, but more likely a whole bunch of them that have just added up from way back when. And now you've become hypersensitive to rejection. Your brain is scanning, like, oh, I might get rejected, fires off the fight, flight, freeze response, and you're feeling socially anxious. When you heal those past experiences, when you neutralize those painful experiences where you got rejected and the learning you got from it, you know, oh, that means that I am unattractive, or that means that I'm not welcome, or a burden, or not wanted, or whatever it is. You know, once you clear that and you get rid of the, you can get rid of the fear completely, where you have no more worries about rejection at all. That is possible. Okay, so that's amazing. But for the sake of this video and for starting a bit of conversation about rejection, what was it for you? Write it down in the comment section below. All right, talk to you very soon. Bye for now.